This is End of Infinity talking. I'm not going to press the volume button this time. I was trying to turn my volume up so when you guys watched the video it was louder, and I thought the way to do that was by me pressing the increase volume button while recording. I'm not even being silent for comedic effect. I'm just analyzing and observing my current brain capacity. That's some room temperature IQ shit. Anyway, all right, look, someone's messaging me, and if I get called while recording this video, I will scream in Spanish. How many seconds? We're 58 seconds in and the video hasn't started, but I know you guys like hanging out with me, so we'll hang out together. This is good. This is what the videos are for. It's for us to hang out together. So I like it. Let me say. Don't call, by the way. And the person who I'm saying don't call will know when they're watching this video. Okay. So. I would tell you what my mug says, right? But that would be me stalling at this point because we're at the 1 minute 40 mark. And you guys, my wonderful friends, are still here hanging out with me, so. Okay, so today's video is about relationships, friendships, and the time you've had them and what that means. You see, people focus on the time of a relationship to denote its worth. They automatically, literally on autopilot, think that the longer a relationship is going, the more proper and steadfast and the more credible that relationship is. Now, this goes to show something that we're going to talk about for the duration of my videos forevermore, into infinity, past whatever date this video is being uploaded. Because what you will really, in the depths of your soul, understand during our time together watching my videos is that most human beings are not there. They are simply on autopilot. I will go into this. I will go in depth. Their responses, the timing at which they laugh, the way they move their hand, twitch, look to the right, especially the laughing one. When your eyes become open, it gets scary, and you're going to realize that no human is actually there, and you are the only one in a congregation of seeming human beings who have human skin and human eyeballs and a fantastic human mask. But that means really little about the soul that's inside. So back to relationships. People use the time of a relationship to decide how credible and how valuable or respectable the relationship is. And the thing is, there are couples who have been married for 40 years and they're not aligned. They don't like each other that much. They don't even love each other. It's a shame, but it works. They're stable only in terms of the physical world and material provisions. They don't have sex. They don't really laugh together. They don't like talking to each other. But they'll stay together for the rest of their life. And they'll die that way. They won't never divorce. They won't fight. But did they really have a meaningful relationship? Did they really enter the stars? You know the answer. And this relationship is seen by the shallow ones, the shallow zombies, as good for the simple fact that they stay together for the rest of their life. You know, they stay together. I don't think anyone watching this channel would prefer a mediocre existence, no matter how long it goes on for. And that's not saying that to have a fantabulous existence, it needs to end quickly and burn out, like, you know. I was going to say a shooting star. The shooting stars, do they burn out? Do they just disappear? Anyway, I'm not going to be one of them fucking weirdos talking about the sun and when that's going to burn out. You get the point. Having an amazing life does not mean that you then have to do that, you know, live fast, those are corduroys, live fast, die fast thing. You simply can live as a steady, burning, beaming inspiration if you are in alignment, because where the energy comes from is not you. I will say this now. You did not make the skin on your body. You are not the one regenerating it, multiplying it, growing new cells, or repairing it. All you do is shut up and watch TikTok or eat popcorn and laugh like a geek, and your skin comes. Okay? Same as your energy. I could really go into this because you go for a run, you're tired, you know, your energy repletes. Your energy replenishes. You go to the gym and you know, your muscles basically break down and get worn. You wake up tomorrow and you're stronger. You know, some people go for a spin in the bedroom with someone or by yourself, and you know how you feel afterwards. And yeah, give it a day and you're back. So there's you and there is the energy, okay? Never, ever, ever think that what you get in this life is from you. And the reason I say this is to say that you can burn brightly and shine brightly for the entirety of your life when you get in alignment with universal and natural laws, because that is source. That is what is sustaining you. And the entire destruction of man is in thinking that the individual cut off he is the source of his own energy. But if I pluck a flower from the ground and it dies, then what's a human to do when removed from his energy source? Now, tangent though it may be, we talked about that to say why it's not really appealing to anyone who is alive. And by alive, I mean actually alive in their soul and not just a human-like thing, of which there are many. Don't worry, we've got a long time together, guys, and the more of my videos you watch, the more infectious it gets, and it will get to the point where you're walking down the street and you find it hard. I'm not gonna say to walk down the street or to talk to people, because I absolutely love people. It just becomes impossible not to notice. That doesn't mean you then be edgy and run away from the world. I did it, here we are, that's why I'm here recording this video for you guys, but I'm making a steady approach back to the world. My point is that most people are not to be looked at for an example of where to go, because most relationships consist of people who are either heated in the arguments and destructive and fighting, or you have the ones who don't fight, but they're very apathetic, okay? And that's not to say that the miraculous, wonderful couples do not exist. They exist in bounds. And yet the unideal also exists in bounds. This phenomenon repeats itself everywhere. The amount of people that have an amazing body, the amount of people who are financially free, the amount of people who have the life they want. Yeah, I get it. Successful people exist in bounds, okay? But what are there more of? Okay. So that means that most people are not the example. So if these people who don't have their own thoughts judge the value or the depth or the credibility or worth of a relationship by the time it went on, I think we've established now that they are not looking at all there. Okay? Because the truth is, the more aware of your soul that you are, the more aware of your soul, the soul, and the more perceptive you become, the more alive you become, the more you instantly see the nature of every single person that you are around and interfacing with. And when you get to this level of clarity, you instantly see the nature and the character of a person, and they become your true friend upon meeting them. You will get to the point where you meet people on day one and they become your best friends for the rest of your life, and you knew on day one. That's how it should be. Because I say that to you now, and you know that sounds beautiful. You know that sounds nice. You know that sounds like everything that gets people up and sparked. And that's why people go to the movies, and that's why people daydream. Okay? So when you get to this point, you will meet someone and it will be your first day. Before you even fucking spoke to them, they became your best friend for the rest of your life. And that is how you know your soul is on. Your soul is online at that point. So the speed at which friendships happen to you, and the speed, and I don't mean speed as in how many people are you meeting. I mean the speed from the moment you meet them to them being in this really esteemed point in your life. The speed that happens, and these true, amazing, best friends or wonderful relationships come in your life, says something about you, not the person who came into your life. If it's bad people come into your life, you. If it's great, amazing, aligned, amazing people coming into your life, I really wanted that click to like pop. Wait, let me switch to my left. I click better with my left, guys. Look. God, I'm so sexy. Woo! Do I put earphone warning on the video for that? I'm gonna let the niggas find out. I walk around with a poster in like New York Times Square saying apologies for 11:41 or whenever I made that hyena noise. Anyway. When you're meeting these aligned people and your life starts to go exactly how you want it to go and it's beautiful, it will say everything about you. I won't say nothing about the other person, but little about the other person, okay? Because you are the one, yes, who is the door. Yes, other people may walk into your life. Yes, other people may approach you first, but you are the door who opens to allow entry or closes to deny entry. Therefore, every person that's in your life is in your life because you allowed them to be. Therefore, every single person in your life is a reflection of you and only you. I do not want to hear their family. We've been friends since. I hope you're not traumatized from me, please. Anyway, I can be wonderful. You get exactly where I'm going with this. There is no excuse. It only says something about you. And actually, everything I say in life is very, very, very harsh and rough to the egoic, selfish mind who wants to live like a zombie in denial for its entire existence, but very soothing and resonating to the soul beneath. And you know that this is true when I say that it's all about you. It sounds harsh to the soul. It sounds harsh to the ego, because to the ego, that is saying that you are to blame and that you're at fault, and you'll begin to get defensive and to the soul, it is saying that actually, my dear, you were in control of your entire life. God, what freedom is that? So only the shallow judge the time of a relation, judge the value of a relationship by the time. And the true, the free, the pirates, One Piece shout out, God, they get going on the ship instantly. And these are the people who live the grandest lives. We talk about this and many things in depth in my private sessions. In the private sessions, we go into absolute depth on a specific issue or anything that is the pervasive point of your life, whether that be familial relationships, romantic relationships, friends, workers, work itself. And we dissect the point with such clinical surgical precision that there is no problem anymore. Because like how I said, every single relationship you have is based on you. Every single situation and every single circumstance you find yourself within life is based on you. And so the only reason your life is not going how you want it is not because you're failing or because life is dealing you bad cards. It's simply because you don't understand it. And so you're not in the driver's seat. I used to babysit a boy when I was young enough to need babysitting myself, and he used to want to play the Xbox when I was playing. So I used to give him a controller with no batteries, and he had fun, but he definitely wasn't the controller. He was a victim of whatever I did. He was a victim of me. Is someone gonna make like a 10-second cut of me saying that one day? Sorry, I don't care about what I said. I'm just trying not to, manifest bullshit, okay? All right, let's go. So he was a victim of whatever I did. It doesn't matter if he enjoyed himself or if he hated it. He was he was normal. He was always fucking laughing, but he was still a victim of whatever it was I did. If I lost, he lost. If I won, he won. If I got 10 kills on COD, he got 10 kills on COD. That's you. I just missed 555 on the time, but that's my ego needing to see the angel number. We're gonna blow up, gang. Whoever sees this video is gonna fucking laugh. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna look 807,000 subscribers and you'll laugh, all right? And then you're gonna know I'm a fucking wizard. You're a victim. And it's because of what I said that sounds harsh to the ego but soothing to the soul, which is that everything is because of you and never about the other person. So, since the soul is liberated by such profound realizations, you then understand that everything in your life that's happening is because of you. And if that is the case, that means that the only reason unfavorable things are happening in your life is because you don't understand anything at all, really. You may understand that you have a girlfriend, you may understand that you have a job, but if things aren't the way you want it to be, then you don't really know how that job works or who your girlfriend is and how a relationship functions. I'm not going to say work because this isn't about making it work. This is about understanding each human's wants, desires, dreams, comfortabilities. And when this is understood, there is no choice but for the relationship to go absolutely peacefully, smoothly and swimmingly. Same as your business endeavors. Okay. So everything that happens in your life is only a function of your understanding. And this is what we go into in the private sessions, and we penetrate the source of the problem or situation so intensely that it's understood at every angle. When understood at every angle, the problem has no choice but to fall away.